everyone, it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and I'm here with a normal Tuesday process video, but it's a little bit different because I'm not doing a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. What am I doing? I'm doing a traveler's notebook, and it took me a really long time to prep just the two-page spreads that you're going to see here. One of them was already basically put together, and I was still just really struggling with trying to figure out the best way to create pages in this thing. I haven't really done a traveler's notebook that had photos in it before. I have done more of a journaling style traveler's notebook, and I've done book journals that are more traveler's notebook sized. But I haven't really done stuff where there's a lot of patterned paper and photos. So I've had this Paper House Productions Traveler's Notebook for a really long time. I got it as part of a class that I took at the 2019 New Jersey Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. And I was really excited about it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool. I can do make this like a vacation album. And then I just never really did it because, well, we went on vacation. We went to Disney, but I had a separate album for that, a chipboard album, that I also learned how to put together at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. And I'm saying I'm very excited because the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, I think, is going to be in person this year. So I'm really looking forward to that coming up at the end of August. But anyway, so I still had this notebook, and all of these things have just been sitting. You know, one spread was basically done. I just had to add photos and journaling, and I just I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with this or what vacation I wanted to do with it. Because mostly when we go on vacation, I take a lot of photos. I mean, you've seen in the past, if you're a subscriber to the channel, I did a whole bunch of vacation layouts for our summer 2021 road trip vacation. So I always have a lot of photos, and it just doesn't make sense to do smaller layouts or smaller albums for them. But I had some photos from a mini weekend getaway that my husband and I took at the end of August 2021. And I didn't print the photos out because I was like, you know what? I should put them in this little traveler's notebook. And I have the Canon Ivy mini printer, which prints photos in size 2x3. So I'm like, oh, that small photo size is going to be perfect for this traveler's notebook. So that's what I did. I only printed out the photos from the very first day. We left on a Friday. And I do still need to put the specific date down on the page. But I only printed out the first day's photos just because I didn't want to get too overwhelmed. I just wanted to kind of focus on okay, how am I going to tell the story of this first page? And what's cool is that this notebook, I don't even know if they sell it anymore, it does have printed pages that kind of give you space to do your journaling. And there's also space where you can circle what the weather was like and put the date. This to see, to eat, to stay. So instead of handwriting that in, which I don't mind my own handwriting, I went onto my computer and just typed up the journaling. And I used, I want to say it was a Cambria font, so it looks sort of like a typewriter, or what would be printed from a typewriter, because that's kind of the look that I was going for. And you could print it, I printed it just on regular computer printer paper and just used my adhesive squares to put it down, to adhere them into the album. But you could, I thought about doing, I can't think of vellum. There it is. I thought about printing it out on vellum because then you'd be able to see the colors and the things on the printed page of the traveler's notebook. But we just got a new printer because our other one broke, and I was very hesitant to put something other than computer paper through it right away. So I just did regular printer paper. So on the other side of that, so I've got my journaling. It says the plan, and I just wrote a very quick this is what we decided to do. And then the things that we saw the first day, where we ate the first day, and where we were staying. And then you're going to flip the page, and there's going to be a little bit more about that first day. I took a picture of the candy that I had in the car with us, my road trip candy. I love peach rings, and there's a company called Smart Sweets that makes, I guess they're low sugar. They're also vegan, so plant-based versions of your favorite candies, and they have peach rings. So I took a picture of those. I probably shared it on Instagram or something too. But I wanted to use that as like the first day picture just because it didn't really have anywhere else to go. It was just a picture of food on its own. So I thought that would be a fun little page there. And I just took two types of, I took a pattern paper from the Paper House Productions collection, and then I did a cut apart up at the top, and then I bisected those two patterns with little luggage, a row of luggage sticker banner thing, and then something that I don't know if it was a border strip or what it was, but just another piece of pattern paper as a border. And then behind the photo is a cutout tag. So this next spread was done at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo. But I didn't have the photos. This was 2019. So I knew I was going to have to go back at some point and add photos in. So there's a little flap there underneath the Here We Go tag. And that's where I typed up more of the journaling more specifically about what happened when we went to Newport, Rhode Island. And so I typed up about what happened when we went to the beach. They actually had the beach closed. You couldn't go into the water because of bacteria. It was kind of gross, but it was free. You didn't have to pay to get onto the beach. So that was nice. And then we did the cliff walk in Newport. And that card there that you just saw, that was those were instructions about how to put the page together. That's something that they walked us through at the class. I think it was called the Latest and Greatest class. So I got this kit from Paper House Productions, and I think there were two other kits. And each kit had sort of a, hey, here's some steps on how to create a page using these products. All of the newest products at the time, which I thought was really, really cool and a really great bargain too. You have to pay for the classes, but I want to say this class was maybe like $40 and you got all of this really great product. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait for Stamp and Scrapbook Expo to come back in person because it's so fun. I haven't done any of the crops, the in-person crop portion of it. I've just done the shopping and the classes. And if you volunteer, you get onto the show floor for free, which is pretty interesting. And they also pay you. So you're like getting paid to then go scrapbook, or you can use that money toward the class that you've registered for or something. So it's really fun. I know that they do them other places, not just New Jersey. So if you're interested to see if they have one coming in person to you, I would go check out their website. I'm just adding a few more embellishment pieces to the underside of that cut apart. I had thought about putting a photo under there, and then I was like, no, I don't have that many photos. And since I wasn't totally sure like what was going to happen, I still have 4 photos left from this first day to scrapbook. And so I figured I would probably end up doing another like 2-page spread with them. So I didn't want to waste one of those photos up here. So I just added in a few extra embellishments. Not all were from the Paper House Productions collection. Some of them were just other travel things from my stash that I thought would work. I had to add a twine bow to the top of that tag. There was supposed to be twine in the kit and mine did not come with any, but it doesn't matter because I happen to have twine on my desk. And then I'm trying to figure out the best placement for some of these photos. I didn't have that many vertical photos. They were mostly horizontal, and the instructions, the example sheet showed vertical photos, 3 vertical photos there. So I decided I was going to take my 3 horizontal photos, cut them down just a bit. They were originally 2x3 size. I cut them down to, I think I did like, not 2x2, but like maybe like 2 1/4, or I took like a quarter off the sides, I think. I don't remember now. But I did cut them down just so that they would fit on the page and you could see more of the arrows. I didn't want to cover up the arrows. Those are really cool embellishments. And then I am going to go back. I should do some splatters on this page maybe. I think that would be kind of fun. I need to remember to do some mixed media in this traveler's notebook. And there are a lot of pages in here. I probably will not end up using them all. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to like tear them out or what I'm going to do. But I will definitely try to film another process video as I continue to go through this traveler's notebook and figure out how I want to do the designs. It's definitely challenging because you're working with a different size. I'm working with a different size than I normally am. And so trying to figure out like the best sort of layout the look of it, and making sure that I'm using all of the product, and I'm not going to let any of it go to waste, and I'm not going to run out of any of it before I get all these photos done. It's definitely a challenge for me, but I am up for it. And I have found that Paper Issues, every Friday night, there's a 52 favorites Facebook Live where two of the scrapbookers on the design team do like a mini album. So it might be a traveler's notebook or just a different size of album for their 52 favorites. And I found that those have been kind of inspiring. I've jotted down a few sketches based on what those ladies have done. So that's definitely something to check out if you are also kind of stumped about how to continue with a traveler's notebook. So here are the process videos. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end. Let me know if you have any questions about what you saw here. I'm happy to help out. And hit that subscribe button if you want to see more process videos, including the rest of my traveler's notebook saga. I hope I finish it up this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.